how to play Clue. First you need to know some things. There are 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 rooms if I'm not wrong, yes. Peacock has rolled the dice, went to a room. The room that you go into, you have to ask the question for that room. And Peacock asked about herself, potion, and graveyard. This has been colored white and also the column. So I kind of see the cross section. And I put number 1 for all 3 because green is up here. Showed his card to Peacock. We don't know which card this is. It could be, he could have 3 of them, but we do not know that, and we won't know that until we learn it some other way. So unfortunately green here got stuck in the hallway, which means he can only accuse, but he probably wouldn't accuse right now. I am rolling the dice and got 10, which is pretty good. Now, I wish I had a strategy to like where to go. I usually look at what I have and avoid that. So I have banquet hall as well as crypt. You don't have to avoid your rooms, you can go to your rooms, but I tend to not go to them. I will go to the kitchen. I like to go to further rooms when I roll a bit more. That's not a rule though. It's just something I like to do. Again, I don't know much. I could ask Peacock, but I don't really want to move her. Let's ask about ourselves, and I'm gonna say torch. I'm gonna again avoid stuff that I have. Or I could ask potion. I will ask potion actually, and maybe we can learn something there. But usually that's not how it goes. Okay, that was me, and now we know that Peacock has Scarlet, aka me, and green doesn't. So X means that they don't have that card. And this crossover means that we have this card, and these are cards. So each player has 6 cards in this game mode. I'm just playing now. So I had to show a card because green doesn't have Peacock and doesn't have kitchen, and I had the card, so I had to show it. Now I don't really have a strategy for what to show if you have multiple options. So now they ask the same. I don't mark anything when I have to show a card. Maybe you can do that when you play the board game, because you can write stuff down. Here I can't really. All the numbers I can do. But yeah, I don't have that many strategies here. So what do? Do we go? I tend to go in like a circle, especially because I don't have much luck with rolling the dice, and I just have to go to the next room. Now kitchen actually looks kind of suspicious, but that doesn't mean anything yet. As well as Peacock. So I'm gonna ask Peacock because it already has an X there. And I didn't get a torch when I asked last round, but let's just ask about the bullet maybe. Okay. So that's interesting. So we know it's not, we saw the card, that's hard fact. Now I have number 1 here when it's X. I tend to remove the number when it's already X'd out. Because there's 2 more ones and we don't know what he showed, and he definitely didn't show Peacock, so I tend to remove that. He also did not show potion, and I just showed the hall. So I don't note anything there, unfortunately. Which means he showed graveyard. And Peacock has 2 X's, which means nobody has this card, we don't have it, and Peacock is the correct answer here. Again, they're asking me, so I'm not having much progress done. I show them the crypt, and it's also just one thing at the time, so I don't have anything to pick from. I can just show the one item. Now we can go back and investigate the kitchen. I like to do that when I don't have conclusive information. And now, since I already know it's Peacock, I don't want to ask Peacock anymore. This is maybe obvious, but maybe not. I don't want to give information, so I'm just gonna ask cards that I have. And we're gonna ask Potion. It's kitchen. So this doesn't not mean that it's not the potion. It could still be the potion. You can provisionally circle it for yourself. Yeah, so it's not the kitchen, it's not the graveyard. You can obviously pay attention to what they're asking. Actually, it could be Torch as well, because I asked Torch the first round and I didn't get anything, so it could as well be Torch. So there are a lot of rooms, which is... you need to like pay attention to what people are asking. Also, it helps if you know how people are playing. If you're playing with your friends, it's again different because you know their playstyle. But if you're playing against online people or against AIs, then you don't know. They can ask their cards all the time, and then you get confused. Though I tend to not mark anything but hard evidence. Yeah, I don't speculate too much. I will though assume that it's Torch, but I will not actually guess it. In case it's not Potion, that's what I meant. It could still be Amulet, and we didn't ask about it at all. So now I'm gonna ask Orchid. Should I keep asking this? I guess so. Okay, so I was right about that, and not about the room. So I guess the room is up north, because the computers seem to be up there and not down here. Now we know it's Potion. Nobody has Potion. Potion is in the envelope. Green also doesn't have Torch, which means Peacock does. And we are showing the room again. I think they both know the hall. I don't know if they know the crypt. I wasn't paying that much attention. But I do keep going to the crypt. Maybe he still doesn't know about the crypt, but Peacock does. And I think that's all they are gonna ask about the rooms. Now we have to make it somewhere, and I will probably be kinda slow. It's not gravy. I relearned that from Peacock's question back at the first round. That's why this is a bit bigger, because it's my note. It's not something that is a hard fact. I'm gonna say mustard again. They maybe know, maybe not. I'm gonna say steak. They probably know steak and crossbow, but you know, I'm still gonna do that. So it's not lab. This question, by the way, if they know that I have mustard and steak, it's free information for them, which, you know, just keep in mind. But sometimes it's really hard to keep track of what you show to who. It should be probably easier to do this in real life, because you see the person and you know who you showed it to. And in this case, yeah. So he showed lab in this case, and I already know that. So maybe Peacock did not know about the steak. Maybe Peacock just knew about the crossbow. Okay, so I have 2 cards. Usually I like to give the card that I have more frequently. Unfortunately, or fortunately in this case, I have 2, 2, and 2, which is very even. And I tend to give room first, but since we're kind of close to the end, I'm going to show the person instead. I don't know, just think about what you think makes sense. People don't really agree on what you should show first. Should you show should you show person first or not? I don't know. I like to show the card of myself because that means that they're not gonna move me around, which is very inconvenient. So, we are moving to the other side. Unfortunately, I can only go to the room that I have, which is gonna make me waste a turn. And that happens way too often. Losing turns. So in this case, I cannot learn any new significant information. I could just try to find out who has maybe green and who has amulet, and maybe I can deduce some more information from this question. So the peacock is going to show me green. That's great. Now we know one more card from her. These dots indicate how many cards we know. We know 4 from peacock and 4 from green, which means only 2 are left for each. This is especially important in the 6-player match. So they're asking about crypt. Why would I thought I already showed the crypt twice. And by the way, I will always play against hard computers. So behavior on different difficulties might be different. So I think they just guessed the throne room. And they're gonna accuse and I'm gonna lose. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. They were kind of hanging up there and I don't know. I feel like AIs tend to be kind of psychic, which is slightly annoying. And now we don't know what they had. One of them had white and amulet, library, and bedroom. That's what they had, and we unfortunately do not know that. So, not a great example, but it's a hard match, and it's about luck. I'm not gonna promise you to win this with knowing this information. But just in case, if you do know that she has this card and this card, you can just mark the rest with X. That's gonna help you. Obviously this is not correct now, but just an advice. So yeah, I hope this helps and see you sometimes maybe playing online. Bye!